There's never been a better time than today to get into gaming just in general. I remember starting my gaming years off with a GameCube, playing games like Sonic Adventure 2 and Luigi's Mansion, and man, those games truly blew me away. Then in my fifth grade, I actually upgraded to a PS3 and experienced the magical world of online gaming, where I would make some of my best friends I still have to today. And I played so many awesome games, from Call of Duty to Borderlands to Destiny to Minecraft. Man, the countless hours I would spend on these games. And then of course, I upgraded to a PS4 where I would continue making great memories, experiencing the frustration of microtransactions and puberty in that time. But recently in 2021, I made the best decision, and that was to upgrade to the life of PC gaming. A lot of my friends have already made the upgrade, but I was like holding on to the console gaming, even though everyone was moving past that. But I eventually showed in and upgraded, and I could not have been more grateful for what it's been like to be a PC gamer. Thankfully, we have cross play and cross platform where I can play with almost anyone on any console. 5 years ago, that was almost unheard of. Only a select few games allowed it, and Sony was not one of them. Sony just in general was like, we hate crossplay, but now you can play games anywhere. So I wanted to clarify that I am not a PC master race 28-year-old who never goes outside and still lives with mommy. I'm just an average 21-year-old who has nothing better to do with their time but explain why the switch to PC gaming space is worth it. And starting with my first reason. You have a choice from everything from what parts go into your PC to how you want your PC to look or what you want to do with your PC in general, from the mouse and keyboard to the monitor, the software. You have the choice to do whatever you want with your PC. It's your PC. You don't have a company saying this is all we got. If you want the PS5 with 825 gigabytes, you can't upgrade unless you want to spend so much more money from the get-go. When I got my PC, I got a GTX 2060 Super, 2 terabytes of SSD, and Intel i7 and 16 gigabytes of RAM because I wanted to play games at their best possible state and run pretty demanding programs. And on my PC, I'm not restricted to just one market. Like, yes, I use Steam because Steam is the best, but there's tons of marketplaces for games and the sales. Oh my gosh. You cannot beat the PC gaming sales. I can buy most games on like Christmas time for insanely low prices. Like Steam during Christmas season is literally God's gift to gamers. That's all I could say. But even without the sales, you can go to like third-party websites and get Steam keys for stupid cheap prices. Like G2A, I use a lot, but like others, and the choice from what you can do with your PC is just amazing. Custom versus pre-built. I got my PC pre-built for around $1,900. It's pretty expensive. I got a higher end PC, but I went through Micro Center and picked out each part that I wanted in my PC. I got to pick everything from the case to the GPU to the CPU to the fans, and they built my PC right there, like right there on the spot, and I loved it. You can find many other places that will build your dream PC, or you can just find one that's already been built and buy it. Side note, I do not recommend buying any PC from Wish.com. You can thank me later. But for the real note, there's a lot of great services out there because building a PC can be super daunting. But if you do want to go ahead and build your PC, I strongly recommend using PC Part Picker to help you make sure that your parts are compatible. But like I said, like you have the choice. You can spend like how I did, super expensive, and get an amazing performance, or you don't have to. I know a friend who built his PC for around $800, and he games like nobody's business. He's a harder gamer than I am. But third reason. With a console, I will give credit where credit is due. If you have an Xbox, their backwards compatibility is amazing. You can literally just take an Xbox 360 game, put it in your Xbox, and it downloads the game right then and there. And if you have an Xbox Series X, or S, like you can play almost any Xbox game. PlayStation, a little bit different story. On a PS5, you can play almost every PS4 game and some select PS2 and PS1 games. PS3 you have to stream them, so it's not like the backwards compatibility you would want or really want to mess around with at all. And as much as I praise Xbox, compared to PC, nothing can beat it. I've been playing Super Mario 64 and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets through emulators, and most of the times, those games run a lot better on PC thanks to the emulator. Like, I'm running Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets at like 100 frames per second, and thanks to my SSD, the loading times are non-existent. And I can even boot up a virtual machine and use any previous Windows, like Windows XP or Windows 2000, or I can boot up Linux or Mac OS if I wanted to, and like just mess around it. With the backwards compatibility on PC is just enormous and cannot be messed with. The biggest problem I have with playing games on console is you're locked into play the way the console can handle it. Like, if a game can only run on a PS5 at 30 frames per second and 1080p, I mean, you cannot do anything to fix that. But like on a PC, I can play games on the highest settings possible. I can boost the frame rate. If a game is like older and it doesn't support widescreen, there's a program that lets me do that. Like, I can play God of War on PC at max settings at more than 100 frames per second. I can play God of War on an Xbox controller, or if I really wanted to, because I got bored, I can get a program going that would let me play it on a Wii remote. Think about that, playing God of War on a Wii remote. You don't get that on console. You can't get that choice. And like being able to mod games to work better or just to mess around with, to add new items, texture packs, or shaders, adds so much more to a game's life cycle. I mean, look at Skyrim. The only reason Skyrim is as popular as it is simply because the mod support for that game is insane. Some of the mods that make Skyrim literally a whole different game with how it looks. It's insane. With my PC, not only can I just play a game on one of my monitors and a YouTube video on the second one, but I also can do my schoolwork. I can mess around with video editing, handle my financials, and so much more. Like, you can use your PC for so much, and on a console, you're stuck to just playing games. Now, granted, a console will play games pretty well, that's what it's meant to, but what you get compared to a console on PC is just unmatched. You can't beat it. To conclude this video, at the end of the day, we're all gamers, right? I primarily will be a PC gamer going forward, but I have an Xbox One S because I can take that anywhere. I could put it in my book bag, take it to my friend's house, hook it up in like 3 seconds. For my PC, I have to unplug everything. I had to pick up my 2 monitors, my keyboard, my mouse, my microphone, and move it all over. And, setting it up is not that much fun. With an Xbox, I plug it in, boop, it's on. But no matter where you go, gaming is meant to have fun. And if you're having fun, well then, I think we all win. But I just wanted to take the time to explain why I'm a PC gamer and what it's been like for over the year that I've had mine and why I recommend it. If you liked the video, hit a like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, gamers.